Movie time! Hi everyone, it's me Gaming Do, and welcome to a double movie review. Yup, the first one on my channel, as I've done multiple single movie reviews and one triple movie review, but never a double movie review. Well, today that changes, as today we are going to be reviewing two movies that came out in March 2022. We are going to be reviewing The Batman and Turning Red, the newest Batman film, the newest DC film, and the newest Pixar film. So we're going to start with the one that came out in release order first, The Batman. Now, with this film, I was anticipating it so much that it was my most anticipated film of the year, alongside Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, with it being Batman, my second favorite superhero, Matt Reeves directing it, and all sorts of other stuff. I was anticipating the hell out of this film. And god damn did it deliver. The Batman is a masterpiece. Plain and simple, The Batman is what you call a masterpiece. Now, let's start off with the negatives, because I do have a little problem with the film, and that's that after they find out who the Riddler is and capture him and put him in Arkham, the film, it's not as good as the first, two acts of the film. The third act is still good and has plenty of awesome action and cool scenes, but really, the third act is not quite as good as the first and second act. But that's basically a nitpick for me, because it still has a lot of the Batman we loved in the first two acts and a lot of the awesome action. I just think it wasn't necessarily needed. Other than that, I don't have any problems with this film. Robert Pattinson is Batman. If you doubt Robert Pattinson is Batman, watch this movie. Seriously. Your mind will change in a heartbeat. He is brutal, beating the living shit out of goons. He's a detective, a strong detective. I wasn't the biggest fan of Bruce Wayne, but I think he's going to go through some character development in later sequels. Batman in this film is, in my opinion, the best live-action Batman we've ever seen. And I love Christian Bale, but Robert Pattinson, don't doubt him, because you're going to be wrong. He was amazing. Paul Dano's Riddler, my second favorite Batman live-action movie villain behind Heath Ledger's Joker. The way he set these riddle traps and all these basically birthday cards to Batman is freaking insane. And there's this one really scary scene where he sends a video message to Batman inside of Catwoman's house and shows this guy in a trap with rats. That was really unnerving. And then sending him a thumb drive with a severed thumb. Crazy, man. I'm surprised this film is rated PG-13. The Riddler was incredible. Might have honestly have been my favorite character in the movie. I just loved all the sick and twisted ways he played with Batman in this film. He was truly criminally insane. Colin Farrell as the Penguin was awesome too. I think they're going to do a lot more with him in the second Batman film, as he hasn't been captured and put in Arkham yet. But he was cool. Ooh, that Batmobile chase in this film. Ho 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 ho. Oh my god, that was such a freaking incredible chase. Batman wasn't going down during that chase. He chased the Penguin all throughout the highway and stuff like that. And then when it seems like Batman, and then when the Penguin finally crashes and Batman, oh my god, that was the best scene in the movie for me. That had me on the edge of my seat. And there's not a hell of a lot of movies that do that, but that had me on the edge of my seat. I forgot who played Catwoman, but she was very damn good. Honestly, probably my least favorite character in the movie, but I still found her really damn good. She had a very dramatic yet good story. She almost reminded me of Black Cat to Spider-Man, but this being Catwoman to Batman. That's how I think it's supposed to be. She's an anti-hero. And the ways Batman tells her not to kill the person who killed her girlfriend, it's gut-wrenching. And it's like you kind of agree with her, but you agree with Batman at the same time. And Batman has this no-killing rule, and at the end of the movie, he almost kills someone, but they use that rule back on him, which is a great callback. Andy Serkis, who I'm very excited to see come back in another Matt Reeves movie after War for the Planet of the Apes, which is my favorite movie of all time. I'll tell you if this dethrones it, but I'm pretty sure you already got your answer. He was great. Especially the scene where him and Bruce are in the hospital together. That was such a great and kind of heartwarming scene. And then just the horror aspects of this film are all incredible. The opening scene, the opening Riddler murder is scary and riveting. Guys, the Batman is a goddamn masterpiece. Nothing short of it. This is the Batman movie we all wanted. And that's why I am so freaking happy to give this film an A+. Yeah, I had a little bit of a nitpick with the third act not really being needed, but it had enough Batman action and enough drama and enough... It wasn't needed, but it was gladly enjoyed. But other than that, this film is a masterpiece. Is it as good as War for the Planet of the Apes? No, not in my opinion. I don't think there's going to be a film that's ever going to dethrone War for the Planet of the Apes for me. That's my favorite movie of all time, which was also directed by Matt Reeves. But this might have dethroned Dawn. I don't know. I love that movie too. I kind of hold this film as much as I hold Dawn for the Planet, or Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. But I love this film. I adore it. I think it's probably going to be my favorite film of 2022. I'm calling it now. But what about Turning Red, the newest Pixar film? What do I think of that? Well, you'll find out in a second. I've talked about this movie twice already, but I'm going to talk about it yet again. This time for my full review of the movie. I initially didn't know if I was going to do a full review of this movie. What really changed my mind was the fact that this movie seems to be getting a lot of attention lately. And it's a Pixar film, and Pixar is one of my favorite companies. I talked about this film in my initial thoughts and my Pixar ranking, which I just did. But I'm going to talk about this film one last time as I do my full review for this film. We're going to be talking about Turning Red. Turning Red is Pixar's newest film. It got into a lot of controversy. Everyone was like, oh, puberty in a Pixar film, puberty in a Pixar film. I did not enjoy that. Because God forbid there's puberty in a Pixar film. And do you know what I have to say to that? Just freaking ignore it and have a good time. Because that's exactly what I did with Turning Red. Turning Red is a good movie. Great? I don't know. But good? Yes, a very good movie. Let's start off with the negatives, because I always like to get the negatives out of the way first. I know this is kind of a part of the movie, but I didn't like how controlling May's mother was throughout the movie. I thought she was very over-controlling of her daughter. And God forbid she freaking goes out to go to a concert with her friends, which she's not even allowed to do. And I get that she's being overprotective and stuff like that, but Marlin allowed Nemo to hang out with friends. Like, Marlin wasn't even as overprotective as May's mother was in this movie. And it was the worst part of the movie. I was like, just let your daughter live her life! For God's sakes, she's a teenager now. Let her live her life. Why can't you just do something that simple? And it got annoying after a while, admittedly so. And she was the worst part. I didn't really like her character that much, I'll admit it. In the ending of the film, when they go to the world to get rid of their pandas, and May consoles her, and she apologizes to May and her own mother. That was sweet, but she was very over-controlling in the film and made me kind of annoyed with her. Characters I thought that were going to be annoying that actually turned out to maybe have one or two scenes that were annoying, but actually turned out to be the best characters in the movie is May and her friend group. I liked pretty much all of them. May is the quirky girl who's going through, the one actually going through puberty. Basically, she likes boy bands and boys and blah blah blah. Yeah, that got a little bit like, okay, we get it. You like boys. That was a little bit of a flaw with the movie. Like, I guess that's what puberty is about, but it got a little repetitive. Not gross, but repetitive. Like, okay, we get it. But it was still funny. Awooga still cracks me up to this day. They were all very enjoyable, especially May. Maylin Lee is my favorite character in this movie. She's just quirky in a fun way. It's not quirky in an annoying way like I was expecting it was gonna be. She's, you can tell she's a very good person who wants to respect her mother, but at the same time, she wants to respect her friends. But 9 times out of 10, until the end of the movie, she would pick going with her mother. And, I wish she picked her friends a little bit more, because I like them more. I found them fun. Especially, Abby, which is one of the names of my dog, so maybe that's why I have a soft spot for that character. And she looks a little bit like Boo from Monsters, Inc. I don't know why. She just gives me those real Boo vibes. But May was fun. She was a fun character. You feel bad for her. I actually somehow felt very similar to when I saw Lenny cry on the Loud House for the first time when I saw May cry. It made me really sad because you know she doesn't want to be like this. She doesn't want to be a gross, hideous panda monster, and it's sad. It really is sad, and it made me sad. Because I actually growed attached to her character. She was a very good character. But her friends cheered her up, and I was like, good, good, good. That's what you do to a friend. You don't say, what a wuss. Now, I'm a man, and I haven't cried once in my entire life. No, I'm just kidding. But, I'm glad to see that she has very supportive friends who I initially thought were going to be kind of annoying, but they're not really annoying at all. Who is annoying though? Tyler. He was a prick until the end of the movie, admittedly. Um, the ways he made fun of May and the close-ups on his mouth when he was laughing, it was just kind of gross. But he was, once they found out that he was a fan of the boy band they like, Four Town, is freaking hilarious. But they accepted him in as one of them, introducing them into their friend group, which is sweet and proves how good of a friend group May's friends are. That's my favorite part of the movie. May and her friend group, they're all pretty damn good characters. That's fun. Next, I'm going to talk about the controversial aspects of, kiddies. If you somehow are going to get offended by this, I'm just warning you. I'm going to be talking about puberty right now. So, when a man and woman love each other very much, no, I'm just kidding. I'm in a bit of a silly mood tonight. That's because I had a huge ice cream blizzard before this, but anyways. Yeah. This movie has a lot to do with periods. And, what do I think of it? It's told in a good enough way. You know what? It's not shoving you down the throat. Oh, May is having her first period. It's shown in the form of a red panda, I guess you could say, but it's in enough of a way that wasn't my favorite thing, and it by far wasn't my favorite part of the movie, but I barely realized that about the movie. It's not hitting you over the head with a freaking shovel saying, oh, this movie is about a girl on her period. It's metaphorical. Sure, they show pads in the film, but if you're going to get offended by that, then why do you even function in society? No, I'm just kidding. I won't go that far, but, seriously, you see them in the grocery store and Walmart all the time. I don't think it's that bad. It happens. That's what happens to females. Seriously, if you get offended by that, you're weird. But, anyways, that wasn't my favorite aspect of the movie or anything, because I'm a man, but it didn't really bother me. So that's my opinion on the puberty aspects of the film. Wasn't my favorite thing. My favorite thing was just the bond between May and her friends, and the animation styles where it kind of referenced anime. Even though I'm not an anime fan, it was funny. But the scenes where May kind of got a little bit in love, to say the least, where she draws weird drawings and she's falling in love with Four Town to the point where she's bawling her eyes out at a boy band concert. And then the Awooga scene, it's funny. I find it funny. So I enjoyed Turning Red a lot more than most do. Some of the more popular critics on YouTube actually didn't like this movie, but I actually think they're in the minority because I kind of lied, because I do think a lot of people like this movie. I do too. I think this is a very good movie. It's not my favorite Pixar film because I don't know what May's mother's name is, but, she's very over controlling of her daughter in the film, and it kind of bothered me. And then there was a couple scenes that were a little bit annoying, but this was a pretty good film. It's not my favorite Pixar film, but Turning Red is a very good movie that I'm going to give a B+. Turning Red is a film that I would suggest young teenagers watch because it will help them a lot more than me. But for a 20-year-old man watching this, you know what? It's nowhere near as bad as people make it out to be. There's pads that appear 3 times in the film, and there's a bit of references to puberty and stuff like that. But if you have a problem with that, then 1, you probably haven't gone through puberty yet, or 2, you're just, I don't know. I guess it's not for you, but I don't think it should bother you that much. But anyways, B+, good movie. I don't quite say I'd love it, but it might be good enough that I'd get it on Blu-ray. But the Batman, I guarantee you, I'm getting that day 1 on Blu-ray. And that's it for this double movie review for Batman and Turning Red. I hope you like this video. I'm going to be uploading a tier list soon that I already got recorded. And that's probably going to be about it for YouTube videos this week. Next week, I'm planning a plush week. And I'm going to be announcing the project that's going to be released for my 6-year anniversary on YouTube. So I hope you like this, guys. Gaming Do here. See you later. Bye.